Buenas tardes. Hoy es el 27 de mayo. Vamos a dejar entrar a los estudiantes en un momento. Hola Joyce, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. You come in and mic automatically is off, so I didn't hear what you just said, but if you turn on your mic, puedo escucharte. I can hear you. I'm gonna click, if I ask you to unmute, will that help? Bruce? Ahí
You hear
sí.
me now?
Sí.
Oh,
¿Cómo
Hola.
estás? Hola.
hola, Bruce.
Hola, Joyce. Good to see you.
Yeah, I know. Good to see one of the old timers that's been in the class, La Clase.
You're taking over. ¿Cómo va la semana? How's the week going? How was your long weekend?
Uh, it was great. El fine de semana largo, mi esposa y yo vamos a hacer kayak
Ooh,
in Quartermaster Harbor y American Lake.
Ooh, qué rico. How nice. That's nice. Kayak. Kayak singular o de a dos? You're going one in each one or a two-person kayak? ¿Cómo es?
Singular, we've been trying that out. We have a double kayak, but it actually is part of a mountaineers course we signed up for, and it's been more challenging than we expected.
Ok. Qué divertido. Qué divertido. Nancy, bienvenida. Me
Ah,
gusta tu conjunto, como siempre. I like your outfit and lipstick and glasses, like usual. Te ves muy bien. Eh, ¿Qué haces hoy día? What are you up to today?
trabajo en el jardín.
En el jardín,
Todo
ok.
bien.
Ok,
Ujú.
bien, bien. No me acuerdo. ¿Les envié a ustedes? Did I send to this group the garden activity? If it
No
doesn't ring a
Yes,
bell?
sí,
sé.
sí.
¿Oh, sí?
Ay, disculpa, something in my throat. I can resend it. I can't remember if I sent it to this group because I made it for a little more advanced level, but I think you would be just fine. Let me see if I sent it. Un momento, just one moment. Hola, Bobby. Eh, Segundo que estoy buscando algo. I'm looking for something. Oh, I must not have. So, let me forward it to you. Eh,
Gracias.
Nada. Yeah, this was just an activity, porque como dije, as I said, quite a few people amongst our classes who uh, enjoy gardening. So I'm just going to forward this to those of you who want it. So those of you here, Nancy, Bruce, Bobby, Joyce.
I got that, I think.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, all right, I'll just put it in the chat. I wonder, I've never tried a Google link in the chat. Let's see if it works to send. Nancy, if you click that link, let me know if it opens up to anything for you, and then you might just have it there. Hello, Keelan. Hola, Bobby.
Hola.
¿Cómo les fue el fin de semana largo? How was your long weekend?
Muy bueno. Yo voy a el lago con
¿Vas
mi
al lago?
primo
Ajá.
y we were paddleboarding. I don't know how to say paddleboarding. That would be
Creo
fun.
que se dice tabla de paddle. It's one of those newer things that typically will just get the English, so paddleboard is fine también.
Okay.
¿Qué lago? Which lake?
Uh, Lago Geneva and Federal Way. It's a small lake.
Ah,
So
no me suena. We have a Lake
yeah,
Geneva in Federal Way. Okay, chévere.
it's
Cool.
very tiny. It's not like the famous one. Um, but my cousin is new to paddleboarding, so it's very calm, no boats.
Oh, bien. Yeah, no lo he hecho. So we have some kayakers, some paddleboarders. Qué bien que aprovechen. How nice that you take advantage de los deportes al agua, water sports. Huh. Nancy, did that link happen to open up for you?
Yes,
Okay,
it did.
cool. So you can
Thank
just
you.
save that. It's just vocabulario de la jardinería y práctica en forma crucigrama and practice in crossword form.
Mhm.
Bobby, ¿cómo te fue el fin de semana largo?
Bien. Let me see if I can just compré un carro. So bought a car. It was a
Brava!
big weekend.
Felicidades! Congratulations! ¿Ya
Gracias.
estás acostumbrada? Are you already getting used to it?
Yeah, it's we went from like a 2013 Toyota Corolla to a 2025 Subaru Outback, so it's so much bigger. It's a little getting used to, but very nice. So
Bien, ¿y fue un cambio necesario o solo por gusto? Was it a necessary thing to get to do, or just because you had the desire to do so and been wanting to?
yeah, I mean, it wasn't dead yet, but it was at 191,000 miles. So it kept every few months we had to sink a few $100 into it for repairs of some sort. So now we're
Yeah.
planning on going on ¿cómo se dice? Road trip.
Road trip o viaje en auto. El viaje en auto. It's also.
Viaje en auto in Julio. So we'll
¿A
see.
dónde van a ir? Where are you gonna go?
Unclear yet. Between like Montana and like Minnesota. So we'll find out.
Oh, okay. Adventure. Regarding what you said, you're saying it was time. If you're spending much money on the car, there's a good phrase in Spanish to say it was time. It's ya era hora. It was time.
Uh,
And it doesn't
Ya
translate
era
directly.
hora.
Yeah, ya era hora. Ya, Y-A, unlike in, what is it, German or something, it doesn't mean yes, it actually means already. So it's essentially saying like it's been time. It was already time to do so. Ya era hora. Ok, bien. Wendy, ¿qué hiciste para el fin de semana largo? What did you do for the long weekend?
Oh, trabajar en jardín,
Trabajar en el
uh,
jardín.
comer, right?
Comer.
Uh,
Eat.
comer lechuga y uh, fresas from
Lechuga
the
y
garden.
fresas. Qué rico. Lettuce and strawberries. Lechuga y fresas. Qué delicioso. ¿Ya tienes fresas? You have strawberries already? ¿Es la
Mhm.
temporada? Is it strawberry season? Estoy confundida. I'm confused. I'm off season. That's why I've got a congestion once again because la temperatura aquí is super super fría de noche, super cold at night, y cálido de día, still pretty warm, cálido o caliente, even though it's winter, but y luego vuelvo, de hecho, mañana. I have my flight mañana para Estados Unidos. So from now on, after our next class, I'll be on the same schedule and weather as you all and not be so out of touch of what's going on con el clima with the weather. But yeah, if you hear me a little stuffed up or tapada, es por eso. Mi cuerpo no acostumbra. My body's not adjusting to all the weather changes. Wendy, ¿tu jardín es grande para cosechar todas esas verduras y frutas? Do you have a big garden to be harvesting all those fruits and vegetables?
Um, no, small lot. Um, half vegetables, half flowers and shrubs.
Ajá, medio verduras, wait, I already said verduras, medio flores. Half veggies, half flores.
Uh,
To say
uh,
half is
abuso,
medio. ¿Cómo?
medio, medio.
Medio. Yeah, medio is half. So you could also say mitad. That's the other way to say half, mitad. Por ejemplo, mitad flores, mitad verduras. Half flowers, half vegetables. Excelente. Y Vicky, ¿cómo estás? ¿Sigue la temporada de béisbol? Is baseball season still going? Or are you off duty? Oh, sorry, but your microphone, I think you went to turn it on, but it didn't quite click.
Cinco, games. Juego,
Well, juego
judo.
is games, but
Okay.
that's for something like a physical
Oh,
toy
okay.
or like Yahtzee or something.
Yeah.
Partido. Partido is a
Partido
game. Think a match. Like for sports,
like
it's a
tennis.
match. Uh-huh.
Okay.
El partido.
Partido. Okay.
So quedan cinco partidos, five games are left.
No. Domingo en sábado. Tres, dos.
Ah, so dos días de partidos y se acaba. Two more days
Sí.
of games and it's over. ¿Hay un torneo? Is there a tournament el sábado?
¿Cómo se dice? Tournament.
El torneo. El
Torneo.
torneo.
Partido.
Torneo. Torneo. Tournament.
Also, compré un coche nuevo.
Oh, Bobby, ¿te escuchaste eso? Did you hear that? ¿Qué tipo de auto? A ver, Bobby compró un auto
Oh,
también.
Yo
Bobby also
también.
car. Ok. ¿Había algo especial este fin de semana? Were there sales? ¿Algo así? ¿Rebajas? Excelente.
Memorial Day
no.
sale.
Oh, Vicky didn't take advantage of the sale. Vicky, cuéntanos por qué. Why did you get a new car? Were you at the end of the
Vieja,
last one or?
vieja, no sé, uh, 250,000 miles.
Oh, you have Bobby being on that one. El auto antiguo, the old car. Okay. Well, do you all remember what we said for congratulations? Esa palabra, congratulations.
Felicidades.
Felicidades. Sí, felicidades. A las nuevas dueñas, the new owners de nuevos autos, new cars. ¿Y estás acostumbrándote? Are you getting used to the new one? Is it bigger or smaller que el auto antiguo? Bigger or smaller?
Grande, Toyota 4Runner.
Me gustan los Forerunners.
Sabe,
Yeah.
¿cómo se dice? Trailer.
Con un tráiler.
Trailer.
Un tráiler. Excelente, excelente. Ok. Bueno, quizás no es la mejor época para el petróleo. No, it's not the best time for gas, pero espero que puedan tener algunas aventuras. I hope you can have some fun adventures con los nuevos autos, the new cars.
Hybrid.
Híbrido, eso es, híbrido. Híbrido
Híbrido.
es hybrid. Okay. Okay.
Partido.
¿Alguien más? I know Bruce and Joyce and Nancy, we were chatting a little bit before the rest got in, but did you have algo más para añadir? Anything else to add? No? Brian está aquí. Excelente. Just getting in. Okay. Well, en la última clase, the last class, teníamos como la mitad de los estudiantes. We had about half the regular amount of students, maybe less. Muy poca gente. Lo que nos va a beneficiar, which is going to be a benefit to us because we'll kind of keep going pretty lentamente, pretty slowly through cómo conjugar los verbos. So we're getting back into how to conjugate verbs. This is muy importante porque les va a dejar con la habilidad. It's going to leave you with the ability, once you start practicing, to formar frases completas. You'll be able to form more complete sentences. We've been able to do so, más o menos, more or less, but only with verbos infinitivos, only with infinitive verbs. So saying, por ejemplo, me gusta ir al parque. I like to go to the park. Actually, we didn't use the verb ir because it's a regular. Let's say me gusta pasear. I like to walk. Pasear en el parque. So we've been using the verbs to something, to walk, caminar, to eat, comer, to draw, dibujar. But now that we're moving on to verbos conjugados, conjugated verbs, that means we're going to start practicing I draw, you draw, he draws, you all draw, etc. So I just want to repeat that at the top here. That's the difference between an infinitive verb. An infinitive verb is just to something, it doesn't belong to anybody. So if I say to eat, it's not really a sentence, right? But if I say you eat, it is complete and it matches you as the subject. So el plan para hoy, the plan for today, is repasar algunos verbos infinitivos AR. So we'll review some AR infinitive verbs because we'll be starting with AR verbs for the conjugations. Deberíamos repasar los sujetos. We should review the subjects once again, and then I'll get back into telling you about the conjugations. I know in the last class, a few people are a little confused. Eso es normal, totally normal, because once again, English conjugations have two. I do, he does, por ejemplo, and Spanish conjugations have seis. Yo hago, tú haces, él, ella, usted hace, nosotros hacemos, vosotros hacéis, ellos, ellas, ustedes hacen. So if you've had a high school Spanish class before or another, kind of standardized lessons, you might know what a conjugation drill is, which is just repeating those six forms over and over again. Hate to say that we'll be doing that here. We'll limit it, but the repetition is important when we're getting used to having having so many of them. So, ¿alguna pregunta con eso en mente? Any questions with that in mind? Estoy emocionada. I'm excited. Al final tengo el gusto. Finally have the it's entertaining. I have the likes of conjugating. El gusto. El gusto is the pleasure. Um, Brian, no hablamos contigo. We didn't talk with you. Tienes la barba más larga. You've got a longer beard today. ¿Lo
Yeah,
creciste el fin de semana? Did you grow it over the weekend?
I don't. I brushed it, but I'm growing my hair out for a Renaissance fair, and
Oh, qué bien, qué
so
bien.
I'm gonna grow my hair and my beard, and then I shave this part of my head, the top, and then like everything below, and make like a circle of hair, and it's like an old monk costume or old friar from like the Middle Ages is gonna be my costume.
Excelente, excelente.
So,
Espero que saques fotos. I hope you get some pictures. That's cool.
yeah, so
¿Dónde está en la feria?
uh, dos no menos dos menos July, no, not July, July, yeah, right. We'll go
Yeah,
July.
Julio. Julio is
Julio,
July.
Julio, sí, sí. So it'll
Uh-huh.
be in July. So 2 months to grow my hair, and then I'll shave it all off before my wedding for sure.
Okay, okay. Lo alineó. It aligned well. ¿Dónde
Yeah.
está la feria? Where is the fair going to happen?
Uh, Monroe,
Monroe. Monroe.
so
Okay,
up
cool.
north. Mm.
The palabra, the word for Renaissance, well, let's start with fair. Fair is just la feria. La feria. I know with Renaissance Fair it's spelled a little differently, but fair can be any type of fair. It could be like the Puyallup Fair, like a carnival type fair, anything from that to a farmer's market. So it really just depends en el contexto. But the term Renaissance in Spanish is renacimiento. Renacimiento, el renacimiento. And I bring it up because it's always exciting for me to see how Spanish will teach you the meanings of words, especially that have a Latin root, because nacimiento, el nacimiento means birth, and re is again. So el renacimiento in Spanish literally translates to the rebirth, and I think that's what it means too for Renaissance. So es como te pueden enseñar, they can teach you nacer, for example, is the verb to be born, nacer. And if you see re before anything, it's just to do again. Unless you're in Argentina and re can mean really, like re emocionante, really exciting. So careful with that. But yeah. ¿Otros comentarios o preguntas? Any other questions or comments? All right. Hagámoslo. Let's do it. We need all the time we can get. So we're not um running out of room for questions. Um sorry, I had my document open. Mi última clase, I hope this doesn't happen otra vez. I hope it doesn't happen for our class, but in the class right before this, I have because I'm cleaning up my apartment to go back home, I folded up the desk I had purchased and got rid of it. And so I have my laptop right now, el portátil laptop, en una silla, pero la silla es de cuero. The seat it has a kind of a leather covering. Y la computadora, the computer, when it's on top of something like that, se sobrecalienta, it overheats. And I'd forgotten that that happened. And so everything crashed in La Última Clase. The whole thing crashed down. And I don't plan on that to happen today. But if it ever does and I disappear, and I hope you all can just conversar and converse until I get rebooted. But yeah, hablando de conversar, we did that. Conversamos, we chatted. As I said, we're going to do a review of AR verbs because those are the conjugations we'll focus on today. Here I have the English translations. Por ejemplo, I like to sing music in Spanish. So you can refer to the English part. I'd like you to try to fill in any verb that you think would work for the sentence. So if I'm saying, I like to sing music in Spanish, I know that the verb I want to use for the infinitive is to sing, to sing. So can anybody tell me cómo se dice to sing?
Cantar.
Cantar.
Cantar, cantar. Okay, so repitan, por favor, go ahead and repeat after me. Me gusta cantar música en español.
Me
Me
gusta
gusta cantar
Cantar
música
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 en
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 español.
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 Bien, muy bien. Okay. Keelan, si quieres ayudarme con el siguiente, if you can help me with the next one, the verb will be to travel. We want to travel to Chile this summer. So, which is el verbo to travel?
Viajar.
Viajar.
Viajar, viajar. Muy bien. Okay, so repitan todos. Nosotros queremos
Nosotros,
viajar a Chile este verano.
nosotros
Nosotros
Nosotros queremos
queremos
viajar
viajar
a
a
Chile este
Chile
verano.
este
Este verano.
verano.
Excelente, excelente. Okay, Bobby, siguiente, the next one. You have they need to study, the verbs to study for the exam. To study.
Is that estudiar?
Eso es, estudiar. Some of these are new, by the way, but they're meant to be common verbs. So, ellos necesitan estudiar para el examen. Can you guys all read that one? Ellos necesitan.
Estudiar.
Ellos
Ellos
necesitan estudiar
necesitan
para el
estudiar
examen.
para
Para
el
el
Examen.
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 Eso
Examen.
es. Examen, examen.
Exam.
Bruce, el siguiente, the next one, you have to cook. So Marta loves to cook in the kitchen. ¿Cuál es el verbo to cook?
Cocinar.
Cocinar. Okay, I'm going to read it and you all repeat after me. A Marta le encanta cocinar en la cocina.
A
A
Marta
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 le
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 encanta
encanta
cocinar en la
cocinar
la
cocinar
casina.
en la
en la
cocina.
cocina.
It's really nice when words group together so clearly. So you can see there, la cocina is the kitchen. And what do you do in the kitchen? You cocinar. It's almost identical, the noun and the verb. Very nice when that happens. Not in English. Cook, kitchen, not too, too similar, but that's because we get our words from different languages and blend it all into one. All right. Next one, Joyce, you have to walk. I prefer to walk through the park.
Yo prefiero caminar por el parque.
Excelente. Todos, yo prefiero caminar por el parque.
Yo
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 prefiero
prefiero
caminar por el
caminar
parque.
por
Por el
el
parque.
parque.
Okay. Now, there is another word for to walk, more like to stroll, one that we've learned for when you walk your dog. Is there any other verbs you can think of that would work with to walk?
Paseo, paseo,
It's kind of like to pass.
paseo.
Pasear.
Yeah, paseo. Vicky is the noun, the stroll. So yeah, pasear.
Mm,
Pasear, as you can say to walk or to stroll.
yeah.
Prefiero pasear por el parque. Ajá. Okay, Vicky, hablando de ti, speaking of you, you have to rest. After class, you all are going to rest a little.
Después de clase, ustedes van a descansar un poco.
Excelente. And so, Vicky, just remember anytime you see the letter A, it's going to make that A sound.
Ah,
Van a descansar un poco.
ah.
Ok, todos, después de la clase, ustedes van a descansar un poco.
Después
Pues
de
Después
clase,
de clase,
De clase,
ustedes van a
ustedes
descansar
van
un
Descansar,
poco.
descansar.
descansar un poco.
Maravilloso. Wendy, you have to teach. My teacher is going to teach a new lesson today. Um, this one is not on our verbs list, so you can phone a friend if you want, or you can ask me. Does anybody happen to know the verb to teach?
Enseñar.
Enseñar,
Enseñar.
enseñar. So, Wendy, you'll use enseñar. Oops, don't have my tilde. Enseñar. Oh, there we go. Enseñar is to
Enseñar.
teach. I'll have you do the next one too, Wendy. I know I kind of blindsided you on that one. Enseñar. Let's repeat it though. Mi profesor va a enseñar una nueva lección hoy.
Mi
Mi
Profesor va a
profesor
profesor va
enseñar
a
una nueva
enseñar
enseñar
una
lección
una
hoy.
nueva
nueva
lección
lección hoy.
hoy.
Lección hoy.
Bien. I should add enseñar is to teach, and it's also to show. So you could say, te enseño. I show you cómo cocinar esto. I show you how to cook this. Or nos enseña cómo plantar flores. She teaches us or shows us how to plant flowers. Okay. Nancy, ¿quieres hacer you need to talk with your friends? To talk?
¿Tú necesitas hablar con tus amigos?
Hablar con tus amigos. Ok, todos, tú necesitas hablar con tus amigos.
tú
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 necesitas
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 hablar
hablar
necesitas
con tus
con tus
amigos.
Tus
con,
amigos.
amigos.
con
Okay, bien. Wendy, I'll give you the more familiar one. Can you do the siguiente? My friends like to dance salsa.
Bailar. A
Bien.
mis amigos les gusta bailar salsa.
Ok, todos, a mis amigos les gusta bailar salsa.
A mis
mis
amigos les
amigos
gusta
les
bailar
Les
gusta
salsa.
bailar
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 salsa.
salsa.
Bien. Okay, I think I got. Did I miss anybody? Bobby, will you? Brian, have you done one? I'm forgetting who went. Okay, you, Brian. Can you do to draw?
dibujar.
Sí. Okay, so toda la
Ah,
frase.
después de la escuela voy a dibujar un dibujo.
Bien. Okay, todos. Después de la escuela voy a dibujar un dibujo.
Después de la
Después
Después
de
Después
la
de la
escuela,
de
escuela
voy a
voy
voy
a
dibujar
a
dibujar
un
dibujar
un
dibujo.
un dibujo.
dibujo.
Okay. Now some of these are repetitive, but it's to show you when the verb and the noun are so similar. So un dibujo is a drawing, un dibujo, and the verb to draw is dibujar, dibujar. It's funny, I'm looking at this word now and it doesn't look like a real word. Does that ever happen to you all? Sometimes in English too, you look at it and it looks funny. Dibujar. ¿Alguna pregunta? Any questions about these verbos? Okay. So just a reminder, cada uno de estos verbos es infinitivo. So every one of the verbs in the underlined sections are infinitive. So they translate as to whatever. To sing, cantar. To travel, viajar. To study, estudiar. To cook, cocinar. To walk, caminar. To rest, descansar. To teach or to show, enseñar. To talk or speak, hablar. To dance, bailar. And to draw, dibujar, dibujar. ¿Alguna pregunta? Okay. Vamos a repasar los sujetos. Let's quickly review the subjects so we know who we're talking about. Okay. ¿Cómo se dice? How do you say in Spanish I? I.
Me.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Yo. Brian, there is a me. We'll talk about it for the like for me, for example, would be me. So it does exist. For I, say yo. So this is a gesture. Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Okay. Como se dice you, singular form, informal.
Two.
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 Tú. Tú. Okay. Como se dice he.
El.
It,
El.
him,
Él. Como se dice she.
Ella.
ella,
Ella.
Ella.
Ella. Como se dice it.
usted,
Usted.
So you're on the right track. If I use usted for an object, something inanimate, that would be very formalizing it. So it'd sound funny, but it is the correct uh, kind of category. So to say it, it's either él or ella. Él or ella, because everything in Spanish is gendered, whether it has an actual, what a human would attribute to a gender or not, it still has it in the word itself. So, for example, el vaso, this is a glass, el vaso, if I'm saying it is clear, I would say el es claro, because vaso is masculine. El es claro. It is clear. If I'm talking about una botella, a bottle is feminine. La botella. So I would say ella está llena de agua. It is full of water. So essentially, it doesn't exist in Spanish. It has to be he or she technically because every word has a gender. It's either él or ella. So it won't come up very much for other reasons that kind of indicate an object more in a sentence, which we'll talk about in the future, but just for your reference, no, there's no word for it. It's either going to have to be él or ella, or plural, ellos, ellas. The reason I said you were right-ish with usted is because we do categorize all in the same section of conjugation. Él, ella, and usted. They all get conjugated the same way. So usted is you formal. Usted. Usted, you formal. ¿Cómo se dice we?
Nosotros.
Nosotros.
Nosotros. Nosotros. Or nosotras, in the case of all feminine. ¿Cómo se dice, ¿cómo se dice you all informal in Spain?
vosotros,
Vosotros.
Vosotros. Vosotros. ¿Cómo se dice they? Plural.
Ellos.
ellos,
Ellos.
Ellos. ¿Cómo se dice they? Plural. Feminine.
Ellas.
Ellas.
Ellas. ¿Y cómo se dice you all?
ustedes,
Ustedes.
Ustedes. Ustedes. Okay, so repitan, por favor, repeat after me. Yo,
Yo.
Yo.
tú,
Tú.
Tú.
él, ella, usted.
Él,
él,
usted,
ella,
ella,
usted,
usted,
nosotros,
Nosotros.
nosotros,
nosotros,
vosotros,
Vosotros.
nosotros,
nosotros,
vosotros,
¿ok? Ellos, ellas, ustedes.
Ella.
ellos,
ellos,
ellas,
ellas,
ustedes.
ustedes.
Perfecto. So do notice there are two that are groups. Él, ella, usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. They are grouped together because they're going to get the same conjugation. If that sounds like an even more foreign language to you because you weren't here last time, I'll show you in the table lo que estoy hablando, what I'm talking about here. So when we conjugar un verbo, when we conjugate a verb, we use these tables to help us identify which verbs, which subjects, I suppose I should say, which subjects get their own forms and which ones share a form. Okay, so, por ejemplo, I or yo has its own category. Tú or you has its own category. Nosotros has its own category. Oh, always get hiccups in the middle of class. Vosotros has its own category. And then these two, él, ella, usted, they share a category. And ellos, ellas, ustedes, they share a category. And what do I mean by category? Quiero decir, I mean to say that to match a verb to a subject, what you do is you take the verb, like hablar, you remove either AR, ER, or IR, whichever the ending is, and you're left with what's here in green. That's called the raíz. Raíz. That's the stem, or you can call it the base of the verb. Okay? This works the same in English too, in most cases. So I like the example to draw. The difference in English is to conjugate, half of them just use the base. I draw, you draw, we draw, and then we add an ending for he draws, she draws, etc. So we could say draw or draws, draw or draws. So that those are the two examples for the English. For Spanish, there's so many forms. So we start with the base, habl, and we have to adjust the ending to indicate who we are talking about. So for AR verbs, verbos AR, the endings are, repeat after me, O,
O.
o,
as,
As.
as,
a,
A.
A,
hablamos, oh, I'm conjugating wrong, perdón, nosotros amos,
Amos.
Amos,
amos,
okay, and this is for vosotros, ice.
Ice.
Not ace, but
ice,
ice, like ice, ice, baby. Ice. An.
an,
Okay, all together. O, as, a.
o, as,
O.
a,
as, a,
Amos, ice, an.
Amos.
amos,
amos,
ice,
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 on.
Okay, excelente. Entonces, cuando vamos a cambiar el verbo infinitivo a conjugado, when we're going to change the infinitive verb, hablar, to speak, we want to change it instead to, for example, I speak.
No.
Okay?
hablo,
Eso es, hablo, because we need to take away the AR and we're left with habl. And so we match the base habl with the yo ending, And that becomes hablo, hablo.
hablo,
Okay? If we want to do hablar in the to form, we keep the habl base and add AS. So it becomes hablas.
Hablas.
hablas,
Hablas.
Si queremos hacerlo para él, if we want to do it for he, we keep the base, habl, and we add the a because we take it from the él, ella, usted category. Habla.
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 Okay, same thing for the usted form. Keep the base, habla, but we add the a because it shares that category. Habla. Usted habla.
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 Do y'all remember if you were here in the beginning stages of class, the question kept coming up, do I need to say ¿Cómo estás tú? Or can I just say ¿Cómo estás? And I said it depends on if you need clarity. We want to practice with clarity in our class, pero no es necesario in muchos casos. It's not necessary in a lot of cases, but in some it is. So if I say ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás has that S ending. Estás. It's the you form. Tú estás. So if I say ¿Cómo estás? You know automatically that I'm talking to you because estás cannot function for any other subject. En contrario, on the contrary, si digo ¿Cómo está? I probably do want to add usted because ¿Cómo está? With that a ending, the a ending, that a ending is shared between both él, ella, and usted. Entonces, si yo digo, ¿cómo está? If I say, ¿cómo está? That could mean, how is she, how is he, how is she, how is it, or how are you formal? So therefore, it does make sense to say, ¿cómo está? With the usted for clarity. ¿Entienden eso? Do you understand that? Lo digo, I say it because as you go along, it's always the speed bump for people when it comes to conjugation. It's the fact that we have those two categories that are shared between subjects, él, ella, usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. Especially with él, ella, usted, because we have he, we're talking about him, él, she, we're talking about her, but then usted, you formal, we're talking to you. So we actually have a change in uh second person to third person. Es un poco raro así. It's a little weird like that. But if you think about it, the same in English. I read, you read. So person, second person, same change. All right, vamos a continuar. Let's keep going before I get too excited here. Um, okay, so as you can see, we're going to continue to follow this pattern. I think you get the point that we keep that base habl for the verb hablar, and we add either o, as, a, amos, ais, an. So let's just go through it together. Once we'll read it all, and then we'll do it with the gestures as a class. So just repeat after me this first round. Yo hablo.
Yo
Yo
Hablo.
hablo.
Tú hablas.
Tú
Tú
hablas.
hablas.
Él, ella, usted habla.
Él,
él,
ella,
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 usted
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 habla.
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 Nosotros hablamos.
Nosotros
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 hablamos.
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 Vosotros habláis.
Vosotros
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 Habláis.
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 Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan.
Ellos,
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 ellas,
ellas,
ustedes
ustedes hablan.
hablan.
Hey, perfecto. Con los gestos, with the gestures, okay? Yo hablo.
Yo
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 hablo.
Yo
hablo.
hablo.
Tú hablas.
Tú hablas.
Tú
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 hablas.
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 Él, ella, usted habla.
Él,
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 ella,
ella,
usted
Usted
habla.
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 hablas.
hablas.
Bien.
Habla.
Habla.
Nosotros hablamos.
Nosotros
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 hablamos.
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 Vosotros habláis.
Vosotros.
Vosotros
Vosotros
habláis.
habláis.
Hmm. We'll do it just with the AR. The vosotros ones are weird because they have tildes in them. So just remember with the AR verbs, it sounds like ice, ice, baby. Habláis. Habláis.
Habláis.
Okay, last one. Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan.
Ellos,
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 ellas,
ellas,
ustedes hablan.
ustedes
hablan.
Hablan.
Perfecto. Okay. Ahora te doy un ejemplo en inglés. I'll give you an example in English. You tell me the Spanish. So, he talks. He talks.
Habla.
habla.
Él
él
habla. Él
habla.
habla. Hmm? She talks.
Ella
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 Habla.
habla.
Ella habla. I talk.
yo hablo.
Yo
Hablo.
hablo.
Yo hablo. You talk. Informal.
Habla.
Tú
Tú
hablas.
Hablas.
Tú hablas. We all talk.
Nosotros hablamos.
Nosotros
Nosotros hablamos.
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 Nosotros hablamos. They, plural, talk.
Ellos hablan.
Ellos
no,
hablan.
Ellos
ellos
Ellos,
hablan.
hablan.
ellos hablan. Yeah, take your time. Probablemente para la mayoría de ustedes es una de las primeras veces. For most of you, it's probably one of your first times conjugating. No hay prisa. There's not any rush. So, ellos hablan. Ellos hablan. Okay, and the hard one, you all, informal, Spain, talk.
Oh,
Vosotros
Vosotros
habláis.
habláis.
Nosotros habláis.
Vosotros habláis. Nice.
hablamos.
Vosotros habláis. Yeah. Vosotros habláis. Nosotros.
Oh,
We. Nosotros hablamos. Nosotros hablamos. Excelente. Okay. Buen trabajo. We'll keep going here. As I said, we'll stick with the AR verbs today before we throw in ER and IR verbs. I'll go in the chat. Adios, Brian. Okay. So, vamos a hacer más verbos. Let's do some more verbs. Esta vez les voy a poner en grupos de 3 y 4. I'll put you in bracket rooms of actually 2 y 3, so 2 or 3. And I'm going to have you conjugate these verbs yourselves. So let's take some of the verbs from the activity. We had viajar. ¿Qué quiere decir viajar?
Travel.
Travel.
To travel. Teníamos cocinar,
Cook.
to cook. Teníamos enseñar,
Teach.
enseñar, to teach or
Teach.
show.
To show.
Okay. Teníamos, we had dibujar,
To draw.
to draw. Y let's do to study.
Estudiar.
Estudiar.
Estudiar, estudiar, to study. Muy bien. Okay. So you have viajar, cocinar, enseñar, dibujar, estudiar. And remember, I want you to practice with the subjects yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. Those are your subjects. In sus grupitos, in your little groups, go through each verb. I want you to take off the ending of the verbs in the list. So, for example, dibujar. What is the base of the verb dibujar?
Ibu.
Ibu.
Dibu.
Ibu.
Dibu. And so the ending, the raíz, is the AR, the AR. So you remove the AR, stick with dibu, and you're going to pop in for each of the subjects their unique ending. You can look at the document if you need to. Por ejemplo, dibujo, yo dibujo. Dibujas, tú dibujas. Él dibuja, he draws. Él dibuja. Quiero que hagan las conjugaciones. I'd like you to do the conjugations in your groups. ¿Tiene sentido eso? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does anybody need me to copy and paste the endings in the chat in case you can't have 2 documents open at a time? I'll just add them here. So endings of AR verbs. So we'll do yo is o, tú is us, él, ella, usted es
Eh,
a. Ujú.
I mean,
Nosotros es
Amos.
Amos.
amos. Vosotros es
ice.
Ice.
ice. Yes, remember it sounds like ice. Y ellos, ellas, ustedes
An.
On.
on. Okay, perfecto. So you have that in the chat too if you don't need to have multiple tabs open. Quiero que conjueguen. I would like you to conjugate viajar, cocinar, enseñar, dibujar e estudiar. ¿Preguntas? Okay, let me put you in your breakout rooms. Mm, We need un grupo de tres, ¿cierto? Un grupo de three. Okay. I will be around to check on if you need help. Joyce, ¿estás aquí todavía? Are you still here, Joyce? Like, Okay, bienvenidos. Welcome back. Preguntaría cómo les fue. I would ask how it went, pero pude visitar todos los grupos. I was able to check on each of the groups y suenan muy bien. You sound great. So, em, yo creo que lo más importante cuando vayas practicando o cuando vas practicando el verbo y la conjugación, when you're going through and practicing verbs and the conjugations, part of it is the repetition. Desafortunadamente, unfortunately, there's no getting out of that, but things to pay attention to the endings. So we're strictly working on AR endings. You will, COC, you will in the future end up mixing ER and AR and IR verbs by mistake. Still happens to me sometimes. So mientras puedas, as long as you can, be categorizing them by their endings, grouping them by AR verbs, ER verbs, or IR verbs, les va a beneficiar mucho. It's going to help you a lot. Y también lo único que escuché, the only thing that I heard is some doubts about where the emphasis goes. So for example, is it hablar? Oh, sorry, is it hablas or is it hablas? Is it habla or is it habla? La respuesta, the answer is that because todos los verbos conjugados, every conjugated verb either ends in an O, an A, or an S. So an NS or a vowel. And the rule with a verb that ends in an N, an S, or a vowel is it goes on Biggie, the second to last syllable. So in a word like hablas, it's two syllables. Hablas. And so we know that it's going to go on the first one, which is the penultimate, the second to last. Hablas. So that's why it sounds like hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos. With vosotros, the emphasis just goes on where the tilde is. So habláis, that one's a little different. Habláis, and then hablan, hablan. Ellos, ustedes hablan. Okay. Let's do quizás un verbo más. We do one more verb. I know we went through the lista. Let's do, a ver, uno que no estaba en la lista. Let's do descansar. We're going to use the verb descansar to rest. So I'm going to say the English. You tell me the Spanish. Okay? I rest.
Yo
O
descanso.
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 Yo descanso.
Yo descanso.
Mhm. You rest.
Tú
Descansas.
descansas.
Tú descansas. Tú descansas. He rests.
Él
El
descansa.
Él descansa.
descansa.
Él
Descansa.
descansa. Mhm. She rests.
Ella
Ella
descansa.
Ella descansa.
descansa.
Ella descansa. You formal. Usted rests.
Usted
Usted
Usted descansa.
Usted descansa. We rest.
nosotros descansamos.
Nosotros descansamos.
descansamos.
Nosotros descansamos. You all informal Spain rest.
Vosotros descansamos.
Descansamos.
¿Descansáis?
Descansáis. Vosotros
Descansáis.
descansáis. They, plural, rest.
Ustedes descansan.
Okay, right conjugation. Ustedes is you all, though. So you would say
Ellos.
for they, plural, would be ellos.
Ellos
Descansan.
descansan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you all rest. Ustedes descansan.
Ustedes descansan.
Okay. Entonces, so, as such, ahora cuando yo hablo, when I talk en la clase, ustedes saben, you know, cuando digo palabras a ustedes. You know when I say words to you, porque voy a decir Estudian. Ustedes estudian. You study. Or ustedes repiten. You repeat. Not all of them are going to be AR verbs, but you can pretty much know that if it ends in an N, I'm talking to el grupo de ustedes, the group of you. Okay, super. Let's jump ahead. We'll continue to review AR verbs and add in more, but since we have a tiny bit of time left, and we can end a few minutes early if you want, but um, oh my gosh. Muchas pestañas. Sorry, I didn't close out for my last last class all of my tabs. Tabs in Spanish on the computer. I love the word. It's pestañas, eyelashes, pestañas. Anyway, so let's open a new pestaña, new eyelash, and I'll talk a little bit rápidamente, quickly about ER endings. So luckily, when we do ER endings and IR endings, it's not that different. So you're not, restarting from zero. Just notice that instead of where the A goes, it's an E. So no tan diferente, not so different. So verbs that end in ER, like comer, I don't know why it's so hard for me to think of them off the top of my head. Comer, hacer, to do, um, ver, to see. Um, no sé lo que me cuesta decir verbos de mi mente. I don't know. I have such a hard problem thinking of verbs off the top of my head. It's not like there's a lack of them, but okay, you get the point. So I think we're doing ver, to see, ver. Let me write it here. Por ejemplo, ver means to see. As you can tell, the ER is what we'd remove. Because it's such a short verb, though, we're actually just going to remove the E for the yo form. So the yo form would be veo, veste, etc. So maybe that's not the best example. Let's do a different one. Anybody help me think of
Leer.
a good ER? How about
Comer.
no, yeah, comer, yeah, sure.
Leer.
Leer. Yeah, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Maybe it's the fin del día. We'll do yeah, leer, because you have comer down here. So we'll remove the ER, we'll stick with the base le, and we'll replace it with the ER endings. The ER endings are o,
Yo
tu,
leo.
Yo leo.
bien, yeah. You don't have conjugated yet. Let's read through
Oh,
them, but I can tell you got it. So, o, tú is es,
Es.
Es.
ella,
es.
usted,
E.
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 nosotros, hemos,
Hemos.
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 vosotros, eis.
Es.
Es.
Ace.
Okay. With the vosotros form in the AR, it's ice. I always say like ice, ice, baby, ice.
Ice.
With the ER, it's ace, like ace of spades. Ace.
Es.
Okay, so ace, and then ellos, ellas, ustedes, en.
Len.
En.
Aim.
Okay. Now I know you're ready. So let's do leer from the top. Yo,
Yo
Leo.
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 Yo leo.
yo leo. Tú
Tú
Les.
Les.
lees.
Les.
lees. Tú lees. Él, ella, usted
Le.
Lee.
Lee.
Le.
lee. Yeah,
Lee.
Lee.
good. And remember, E is what we call a strong vowel. So if it's touching another E, it's going to separate from each other. So that's why it sounds like leer, leo, lees, lee.
Lee.
Nosotros,
Leemos.
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 Vosotros,
Lees.
Lee.
Lees.
lees. Ellos, ellas, ustedes,
Leen.
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 leen. Muy bien. Okay. And let's just read through comer together. So, yo como,
Yo
Yo.
Yo
como.
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 tú comes,
Tú
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 comes.
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 él, ella, usted come,
Él.
Él.
Él,
Él.
ella,
Ella.
Ella.
usted
Usted
Usted.
come.
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 nosotros comemos,
Nosotros
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 comemos.
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 vosotros coméis,
Vosotros
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 coméis.
coméis.
Ellos, ellas, ustedes comen.
ellos,
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 ellas,
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 ustedes
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 comen.
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 Okay. Y juro que vamos a practicar profundamente esto. I promise practice the ER as verbs just as deeply as we will continue to do with the ARs. But since we're there right before you go, I just want to show you that the IR verbs have the same subtle differences, which is just where you put the E in the nosotros and vosotros forms. It's imos and is instead, like in fleece, is. And the rest, que bueno para ustedes, good for you all, are actually the same as ER verbs. So ER and IR verbs share the majority of a conjugation, menos, minus nosotros and vosotros. So that's just a look ahead into what we'll be practicing in la próxima. But buen trabajo, nice job. Creo que les hizo click. Sounds like it would click for most of you, or you've done it before. But if you are feeling like it's really foreign, lo es, it's foreign language. So vamos a continuar practicando. We'll keep working on it. Um, as you're using any outside resources, books, listening series, just paying attention at restaurants or anywhere else you might see Spanish. Do you see any AR verbs, any ER verbs? Are you noticing? You'll see verbs that are irregular as well, which means that the base changes. So not every single verb will follow exactly what we're studying now, but many of them are regular. And so you can tell if you see verbs in el presente, in the present tense, you might notice and recognize the meaning. So pay attention for infinitive verbs and AR, ER, IR verbs if you see them in the wild. ¿Preguntas? Questions?
Mhm.
Buen trabajo. Nice job. So, nos vemos el próximo miércoles. See you next Wednesday from, I'll be in Washington as well. So, see you from home. Hasta la próxima. Chao. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Buenas
Adiós.
noches.
Hasta